The first one is Freddie Gibbs. So Freddie Gibbs talks about him running into Benny the Butcher. If you guys don't remember, I think 2 episodes ago I reported on Freddie Gibbs running into Benny the Butcher, which they've had beef. They actually fought at one point. People were interested in what is the conversation. People were really interested in that. When they ran into each other at the airport, what did they talk about? So let's go over the article. Freddie Gibbs has a couple of rap beefs to handle under his belt, and perhaps the most notable one of them is his conflict with Benny the Butcher. The former collaborators fell out earlier this decade over a shooting joke, an alleged Buffalo beatdown, and more, but some fans thought they were on the cusp of a hatchet burial. Earlier this month, rumors emerged that Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher might have reconciled due to a Parisien airport meeting that recently surfaced online. For the record, it's still pretty unclear when exactly this happened. Some like Westside Gunn suggested this was a neutral moment of peace and possible reconciliation, and others were less optimistic. But what do the artists themselves have to say? Benny's been quiet, but Freddie addressed the situation in an interview with Complex's Jordan Rose, in which he accompanied the Alchemist to talk about their new album, Alfredo 2. So let's play the clip and see what Freddie Gibbs had to say.
There's a video that came up a few weeks ago of what looked to be you and Benny the Butcher talking in an airport in Paris. Was that video recent?
I'm gonna say this. It was a video. I mean, you saw me standing there. I was in the airport. Everything that everybody tried to make out of it, that wasn't true. I didn't even really barely even said a word. I was just standing there. I saw them. Was standing there. Of course, we in a French airport. What are we gonna do? I ain't going to jail over there. So y'all do y'all thing. I was like, man, the only thing I really said was, hey man, this ain't the time or the place. I just tried to keep it gangster and just, I was on my way to London to meet up with him and get a bag. So I ain't about to fuck my bag up with no. A lot of this rap be on some WWF. So I don't get into that. I ain't never even spoke to Westside Gunn. You know what I mean? So I don't know where all that come from. I don't know. I didn't even really look at that. I looked at I saw people was talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, this some more fake shit. So I don't even, like I said, man, you saw footage of me there in the airport, but it wasn't nothing that everybody was making it out to be. I was just standing there with my arms folded up, bro. I barely said a word. So, but them is into that wrestling shit, so they do that. I don't wrestle.
And there you have it. Freddie Gibbs does not like the fake shit. It's just that I'm glad he kept it really honest and straightforward. And that's probably what, based on how he's reacting to it, I think Benny the Butcher kind of pressed him, maybe, and was like, hey, we ran into each other, what's up? And probably Benny the Butcher kind of went talking, rambling, and Freddie Gibbs was just like, hey, this, like he just said in the clip, hey, this ain't the time or the place. And that's smart on both their ends, man. Why would they get involved in the airport? Now, I don't know French laws, but I know in America, you get into any type of fight, any type of altercation, and that's a federal crime, and you can get banned forever from flying. And why do that? Why fuck up your money? Both of them were over there getting a bag. Not the place or the time to do it. If they're going to run into each other and have beef with each other and squabble and whatever they want to do, that's not the best place to do it. Honestly, I would prefer them not to do that. I was hoping they were talking and ironing things out, but clearly based off of what Freddie Gibbs is his response to that question, it's clear as day that they didn't do that. He still doesn't like them. And there still seems to be issues there. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if, Westside Gunn or Benny respond to this and say something, but hey, man, he kept it real. That's how he feels. I just hope things don't escalate or ever get to anything where it needs to be fighting again, shooting again. It's just not worth it, man. Get to the bag, get to the money. You guys are young, rich, successful. A lot of people would wish to be in your guys' position, so don't throw that shit away for something so stupid. Like, I'm sure it's nothing super serious to where nobody's gotten killed. As long as nobody's gotten killed, everybody can patch things up and move on. It's really, really, I know it's not as simple as that, but it's one of those things where look at your life and how much you got going on and how successful you are. Why throw that all away for nothing? Just a fight, squabbling, and dumb shit. But hey, shout out to Freddie Gibbs for addressing it and keeping it real.